girls, so today I'm going to be showing you how to get this dark black really dramatic smoky eye. It's super simple. I know it can be intimidating when trying, but it's actually a super easy tutorial. It's such an easy look, yet it looks like it's hard and it looks like it's intimidating and complicated, but it really isn't. So if you are interested in seeing this tutorial, then just be sure to keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with foundation first. The foundation that I'm going to be using is MAC Studio Fix Fluid. The color is NW15. I want to do your foundation last just because there's going to be a ton of fallout with the black shadow that we're going to be doing later. Or you could still do your foundation like I'm doing and then just do your concealer last, so that if there's any fallout in your cheeks, then it will just get covered up with the concealer. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my foundation with the Sigma F80 Flat Top Kabuki. So this is all I'm going to do for the face right now. I'm going to finish up my face later after the shadow. I'm just going to go ahead and do my brows and then I'll be back with the eyes. Okay, so now that my brows are done, I'm going to go ahead and start with the eyes. First, you're going to want to start with priming your lid, and I'm just going to be using MAC's Painterly Paint Pot. And I'm just going to put that all over my lid up to my brow bone. And next, you're just going to want to take some Scotch tape and apply that to like the outer corner of your eye, matched up with your eyebrow, just so that you can get a little bit more of a precise line. Also, I am using double-sided sticky tape so that when the shadow falls, it would hopefully catch, the tape would catch it, as opposed to just falling on it and then maybe falling past it later. I'm just going to unstick it a little bit with my fingers just because it's really harsh on your skin for it to be super sticky, and then peel it off after. Okay, so now I'm going to be taking my Hoola bronzer by Benefit, and I'm just going to take that and put that right above my crease. You can really take any color that's sort of a really soft, warm brown. I'm going to do this with my eyes open just so I can see where the actual color is going to sit. So remember, you're not going into the crease, you're just going on top of it. So kind of close to your brow bone, just right underneath your brow bone. So now you're going to want to take a darker chocolatey brown, and I'm going to be using my NYX Boheme Chic palette, and I'm just going to be taking this brown color right here. And again, you're going to be using the same fluffy brush, just putting a little bit of that onto the brush and just going right underneath that color that you put before, so basically going into the crease with that color. And I'm doing this with my eyes open just so I can see where the product is going to sit. Having these brown shadows is really going to help that black color just fade up and transition really nicely, because you don't want to just go ahead and put straight black on your lid. I mean, it's going to look super harsh and super dramatic, and it's not going to look flawless and seamless. So now you're going to go ahead with any black shadow. I'm just going to take my black shadow from my Naked 2 palette. I'm actually just going to go ahead and apply a brow bone color. I'm just going to use the white and nude color mixed together from the NYX Boheme Chic palette. Taking that same brush that I just used, I'm going to take that black shadow, and you're going to want to pack it onto your lid. Try using a brush that isn't white haired, just because white haired brushes, they tend to hold on to the product more and you're not going to get as much on your lid. It may sound like you want that because you probably don't want to pack on a lot of black on your lid because you might be afraid, but don't be afraid. You really do want to pack on the color so that you can blend it all nicely afterwards. So just put that onto your lid and up to your crease. Remember, we're going to take it and blend it afterwards, so don't worry if it looks a little crazy right now. So now taking a small blending brush, not one that's super fluffy, just one that's sort of stiff like this one, and just go ahead and go through the crease part where that black ends and just lightly blend it out. Doing back and forth motions with the black color. You're going to want to bring it slightly into that crease to meet with those brown colors. Now the thing with blending is blending takes a lot of time, so really just blend as much as you feel is needed. You can literally sit here for like 10 to 15 minutes just blending and blending sometimes. So remember to take your time and do as much as you really feel is needed. It's not going to just pull together right away, so if you feel like you're continuously blending, that's actually a good thing. Okay, so now after you've blended that really harsh line from the black shadow to the brown shadow, you're going to want to go ahead with the really fluffy brush again that we used in the beginning, and you're just going to go into that middle part, into that crease, and do sort of windshield wiper motions and go all around that and just blend everything together. Don't go all around to the lid part, just sort of stay in that crease and blend all those colors together, just again to keep the flawlessness and the seamlessness going, because you want everything to look blended and have that really smoky look. This brush is, I find, my essential tool to any smoky look. Afterwards, if you would like, you could go ahead with the black color again and pack a little bit more onto your lid if you feel like the lid part got too blended, which I feel. Sometimes when you just want to blend the crease, the lid sort of gets in there as well. So you can just go ahead and pack more on and then blend it again. So just go ahead and keep blending as much as you feel is needed. And just make sure that as long as there isn't any harsh lines, then you can stop blending whenever you feel like it. I'm actually going to go ahead with a little bit more tapered version of that same brush and just go into that crease and blend a little bit more, just because I want a little bit more precise blending now to really get in there and blend the crease. Most of the brushes that I'm using are by Sigma. If you're interested in checking out their makeup brushes, then you can go ahead and check out the link down below. I also have a coupon code to get 10% off, so you can check that down below. I'm going to go again one last time with the big fluffy brush and just go all over, mostly the crease, not touching the lid too much, and just go over that. So now I'm going to go ahead and add a tear duct color. I want to keep the tear duct color super simple. Just using a matte nude shadow like this would do. This is Foxy from the Naked 2 palette, but again, you can use any nude matte shadow and just put that into the tear duct. Now taking off your sticky tape, you can tell that there's a lot of fallout under the eye, which is totally okay because I left my concealer for last. So that's part of the reason why you're going to leave your face makeup, most of it, for last. I'm just going to take a stippling brush like this and brush out any fallout. At least what's going to come out of it. You can see that there's a lot of black fallout over here. Don't let that intimidate you and don't worry about it at all. We're going to do our concealer. We're going to go ahead and take a small little smudger pencil brush like this and take just a tiny bit of that black mixed in with a brown just to soften it up a little bit, and put it right underneath your lower lash line and meet it up with this outer corner here. You can actually start from that outer corner so it's easier for you to meet up with it, and just drag it underneath. This really helps because it kind of helps pull the look together, because I find that you have a lot going on top and then sort of nothing on the bottom. Smoke that bottom part out a little bit, it helps meet up with the top. Okay, so now going in with some liquid liner. A lot of people might feel like liquid liner isn't necessary for a dramatic look like this. Personally, for me, I think without the liner, you're going to look really naked up there. So just because you do have such a staple shadow, and then if you have no liner, it's gonna look uneven and naked, at least to me. So I'm going to go ahead and do some liner. Underneath my eyes is looking super cray, and I'm like dying to put my concealer on. We're going to go ahead and do our mascara first, and then we'll finish up our face. So for mascara, I feel like really big voluminous lashes looks best with this look. So if you do wear falsies, I suggest that you put them on. However, I don't wear falsies, and I don't want to get addicted to them, I'm going to go ahead and make my lashes look like falsies by using some techniques and some mascaras that I love. I do have a video and it's called How to Make Your Eyelashes Look Like Falsies. Go ahead and watch that video, just showing you guys how to really make your lashes look voluminous, bold, and big without having to do the false lashes. But as for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and do my lashes. Now I'm going to use L'Oreal Power 24 Hour Collagen Mascara, L'Oreal Voluminous Original, and then L'Oreal Telescopic Shocking Extensions. Okay, so now that our mascara is done, I'm going to go ahead and tight line my eyes, and that just means that I'm going to put black liner on my upper lash line and my lower lash line. I'm going to be using CoverGirl's Perfect Point in black. So as you can tell, the liner is what really helps pull together the entire look. Again, tying into that whole naked thing. You don't want your eyes to look incomplete, and I feel like by really putting some liner in that lower lash line, it helps complete the look. Otherwise, you would see your lash line and it would just look so naked compared to the black. So I think it is really important to go ahead and tight line. Okay, so finally we're going to go ahead and finish the face. We're just going to go ahead with concealer. You're going to want to use a really heavy duty concealer, especially because all of this black fallout. If you don't have a heavy duty concealer, then try to do your foundation last, because then you'll need a concealer that's really heavy that's going to cover that up. I'm going to be using MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This concealer is super heavy duty, so it's going to help me cover up all of that fallout. And I'm just going to put a pump onto my finger, both of my fingers, and go ahead and work it underneath. Okay, so now as you can see, we have really harsh lines, so we're going to go ahead and take my foundation brush that I used before and go around that outline and sort of stipple it in, just to help it blend in. But still, we do want to keep a highlighted area underneath that eye. Okay, so now I'm going to powder my face a little bit with MAC Studio Fix pressed powder, and I'm just going to take my large Sigma brush and put it on. Now with my MAC Prep and Prime translucent powder, I'm going to set my under eye concealer and also the rest of my face. So now I'm just going to contour my face a little bit. I don't want to contour a lot just because we do have a lot going on in the eyes, and we're going to keep everything else simple. And so I'm going to be using my NYC Sunny Bronzer. So for a highlight, I'm going to do something super subtle, and I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Reserve My Cabana. So since we're doing such a dramatic eye, you're going to want to do a really light lip. To me personally, I feel like pink works the best, so choose any Barbie pink or light pink lipstick. For today, I'm going to be using YSL Lingerie Pink and MAC Saint Germain, mixing them together.